What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm going to be doing an update on SOFI stock.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And in today's video, first of all, I will show you where we are on the price chart and I will show you how technical this asset is. Then I will continue with the fundamental news and I will show you the general sentiment directly related to SOFI stock. And at the end of this video, I will share my thoughts and my technical analysis. And I will show you what should you expect next. So let's start with the price chart. I made my previous video right here at this point when this asset broke this range of resistance, and I've told you and I drew this line back in the days, I guess several months ago, and this price action was quite healthy, and my main assumption was that as long as this range of support holds, we should retest the range of resistance that I drew like this ascending channel, and if this range of support breaks, definitely we should retest the lower range of support of this channel, and with the conviction of volume we might break it to the downside. And as you can see, we had this rollover to the downside, we broke it, then retested from the bottom as the range of resistance, and eventually we broke this lower border of this channel with an increase in volume. And right now we are hovering below these ranges, and I don't think that this channel is relevant, but this line, this range of resistance definitely is very relevant, because we had two touches of this line right here, and we had even a false breakout above this range during today's pre-market session. But right now we have this massive sell-off for about 6% from its highest point. So what should we expect next from the technical standpoint? I will show you in just several minutes, but for now let's continue with the fundamental news. And I have to say that we have plenty of decent news and even very good news directly related to SOFI. For example, on Seeking Alpha you can find this article that is titled "SOFI Expecting Continued Strong Growth in 2023." And let me quote you the summary. The personal loan market is expected to continue its strong growth through 2023. SOFI has the potential to massively benefit from the growing personal loan market. SOFI's growing deposit is expected to allow the company to reach stronger margins. And definitely, when the company increases its margins, it drastically affects the overall performance of the stock. And definitely, SOFI is in its growing phase. And let me show you that they are in line with their forecast to be profitable this year. In Q4 2023, they intended to be profitable, and definitely they have some risks. And let me show you another article. We are on Investor Place, and this article was published yesterday, and it says, "Is fintech darling SOFI stock a hidden gem or a dude?" And subtitle is, "SOFI won't come back right away. It will have to wait for inflation to subside." And the key bullets are following. SOFI Technologies is a bank with all problems and opportunities of a bank. So, no doubts about it. Next one, long-term bond rates and the portfolio filled with the student loan remain headwinds. And definitely, I agree with this statement, because recently they have an extremely big portfolio of student loans, but right now they lowered the percentage of these student loans, and we know that student loan moratorium is still on the table, and it affects the price, the performance of the SOFI in general, and definitely it is a headwind for this company. Let me quote you further. "Falling inflation and the bank's technology are tailwinds." And I have to say that falling inflation is basically the catalyst, positive catalyst for the entire market, because the lower inflation is, the lower the interest rates are. And the more money we might see on the market, more cheaper money that drives the DCF models for companies higher in the long-term perspective. And related to SOFI's technology, think of it like this. All the legacy banks have to acquire new customers and pay for that extremely high prices. For example, to acquire a new customer, major banks might pay from $200 all the way up to $450 and even higher. And SOFI also pays these bills, but in general, SOFI is a high-tech company with their extremely convenient application. And when new customers see new opportunities for them with this application, and all they have to do is just press several buttons, definitely they might use more services and more products of SOFI, and definitely it increases the profitability of the company and it decreases the customer acquisition costs. That's why this type of high-tech banks and high-tech financial companies might be at the very lucrative position when they have to pay for their clients only once, and then they can promote other products basically for free. And definitely it improves their fundamentals. So, and let me show you the total sentiment, the general sentiment of SOFI stock. If you type in Google search bar SOFI stock and switch to News tab folder, you will find a lot of recent news that was published from a couple of weeks ago to a couple of hours ago, and the majority of them are quite bullish on SOFI, and definitely you cannot rely for 100% on this sentiment, but in the short and medium term perspective for swing traders, definitely it might be quite good news that might drive the price of this company higher. On top of that, let me show you this website. It is a fintel.io, and this website tracks the activity of institutional investors. And I want to pay your attention on this chart. It is the institutional ownership of SOFI. And black line represents the price of SOFI stock, and green bars represent the number of shares held by institutional investors. And as you can see, during this movement to the downside of SOFI stock price, firstly, we had an increasing number of institutional investors, but then this number drastically decreased. And right here we had several months in a row, December, January and February, that were pretty much flat right after a major drop from November to December. And right now we have the first bar that is higher than basically three previous ones, and this implies that more institutional investors willing to have this company in their portfolio. And this is the long-term catalyst, and you can rely on the general sentiment from institutional investors, because at the end of the day, these companies, I mean fintech companies, should rely on the institutional investors more than on retail community. That is why, in my opinion, this first uptick on this chart is extremely important for SOFI. So, and let's continue with the technical analysis, but before we dive deep right here, please subscribe to my channel, hit notification bell and hit the like button. This helps me a lot. So guys, in general, I have to say that as long as this pivot holds at $5.17 mark, we are still quite bullish, because from this movement to the upside that this asset, during which this asset gained about 92% from the very beginning of this year, we have the next point of retracement that is higher than the previous bottom. And because of this, we are still forming higher lows, and if we connect these two bottoms, we can clearly see the range of support that probably might hold, and if it is the case, we shouldn't break it to the downside and we should go higher. And definitely from the fundamental standpoint, this asset has a very good chances to hit higher targets, and let me show you that the volume during this consolidation phase shows that potentially someone is accumulating their position from the beginning of April till present day. And this movement to the downside on today's session is nothing else, just a consolidation. And we shouldn't break in a bigger scale. We shouldn't break $5.14 mark in order to stay bullish, in order to confirm the next potential movement to the upside. So I think from the technical standpoint, that's it for now. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel with notification bell. And see you guys and girls next time. Bye.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you.